Trash celebrities exist all over the world. Every country has the misfortune of being represented by someone who makes their nation look bad. The man featured in this story once dreamed of becoming the Mexican Mr. Beast, but things didn't go as he planned. He believed himself to be untouchable thanks to his wealthy parents, his father being one of the richest men in the country, but eventually he learned that there are things money cannot buy, and due to his actions, he's now set to spend the rest of his life in prison. Rodolfo Marquez, better known as Fofo, is a Mexican influencer who went viral a few years ago for flaunting his luxurious lifestyle online. According to his own words, having money made him superior to others. He literally compared himself to God.
Famoso, poderoso, millonario, con buen cuerpo, o sea, neta soy Dios, conmigo nadie se puede comparar. No hay ser humano más perfecto que yo. Soy joven y gano más que sus papás. Soy aparte poderoso, soy intocable.
He had luxury cars, kept endangered animals as pets, partied excessively, and burned through thousands of dollars in a single night. His life was the definition of extravagance and excess. Although people refer to him as an influencer, that term is misleading. Very few actually considered themselves fans of Fofo. Most people disliked him from the moment he appeared online. Still, some clung to him for his money, pretending to be his friends. One of them was the YouTuber Dominguero, who would later play a significant role in this story. Fofo often showcased how he could buy anything with money. One of his favorite formats was visiting nightclubs and purchasing all the most expensive bottles of champagne, only to open them and pour the contents on the floor, just to prove he could. On another occasion, he blocked off one of Guadalajara's busiest streets using his luxury cars, again, as a demonstration of wealth. This was his first brush with the law, as the stunt was considered a criminal offense. However, he simply paid a 30,000 peso fine and walked free, learning a dangerous lesson. Even the law could be bent with enough money. His major rise to fame began when he met Spanish YouTuber Dominguero, who saw an opportunity to exploit Fofo's lifestyle. Dominguero became a kind of manager, uploading videos that showcased Fofo's lavish life and monetizing them for profit. Behind the scenes, he grew close to Fofo to keep the cash flowing. Before this, Dominguero was your average get-rich-quick content creator, selling wealth-building courses. But in Fofo, he found a gold mine and shifted his content strategy entirely. With Dominguero's help, Fofo's infamy began to turn into fame. He was invited to events, shows, and some of the most popular podcasts in Mexico. This helped to slightly clean up his image. He was no longer a societal outcast, but rather a controversial celebrity, similar to many others around the world. Thanks to these appearances, we learned more about his past. In interviews, Fofo shared personal stories. As a child, he was extremely spoiled. His parents gave him everything he asked for without limits. One Christmas, they even gifted him a lion. Not a stuffed toy, but a real live lion. This started his obsession with exotic pets. According to him, he's owned over 200 wild animals, but only while they were babies. Once they grew up and became less fun, he would get rid of them because taking care of them became too much work. Fofo even faked his own kidnapping for attention. Later, he pretended to die so he could escape internet fame, although nobody believed it. It was clear that he loved the spotlight. As his fame started to wane, he resorted to stirring up drama with other influencers to stay relevant. His tactic was simple: insult another public figure on TikTok and wait for them to bite. It worked several times. He even managed to party with Kareli Ruiz, Mexico's most famous adult content creator. He also tried to spark a feud with Mexican rapper Santa Fe Clan by claiming the rapper's unborn child was actually his. He said, "I'm afraid that piece of trash might be mine," referring to the baby. Of course, this wasn't true. He had only partied once with the rapper's wife in a group setting. The scandal caused an uproar, prompting many public reactions. One came from Twitch streamer Juan Guarnizo, one of Latin America's biggest creators, who criticized Fofo for objectifying a woman in such a vile way. Fofo was thrilled. He had finally gotten the attention of a major content creator. He then launched a new campaign, posting videos saying he'd use his wealth to buy Juan's wife, who is also an internet personality known for her beauty. He practically called her a prostitute, which enraged both Juan and his wife, Ari. Unfortunately, they took the bait and responded, giving Fofo the spotlight he craved. That's when Fofo decided to become the Mexican Mr. Beast by giving away money on the streets. His first stunt was to challenge Juan to a walk through the city to see who got asked for more selfies, offering 3 million pesos if he lost. But Juan wisely chose to ignore him and moved on. Still, Fofo's growing fame opened doors. That's how he met YouTuber Hot Spanish, who many considered the real Mexican Mr. Beast. However, Hot Spanish quickly realized Fofo was unbearable and cut ties. Fofo didn't take it well and began spreading lies, claiming Hot Spanish staged all his videos and even accused him of collaborating with the Jalisco Cartel, Mexico's most dangerous criminal group. He alleged that Hot Spanish had tipped off the cartel about the whereabouts of another infamous internet figure, El Pirata de Culiacán, who was later murdered after taunting a cartel boss online. In response, Hot Spanish released a video warning Fofo's family that their son was dangerous and would eventually end up in jail if they didn't stop enabling him. He even accused Fofo of drugging women at parties to sleep with them, something that was also confirmed by another influencer, Yeti MUA, who had been targeted by Fofo in his clout-chasing antics. Soon, a violent side of Fofo emerged. He was known to physically attack people who upset him. Trained in mixed martial arts, he even won a fight at a public event, defeating an opponent who appeared much bigger and stronger. In interviews, he openly admitted to using his bodyguards to hold people down while he beat them, hinting that some victims were never seen again. But since these were told as stories in entertaining settings, none were legally actionable. In one video, he claimed to have punched a US cop and fled the scene, adding that, unlike in Mexico, justice in the US was effective, which worried him. Back home, he was used to bribing police chiefs to avoid consequences. On another occasion, Fofo tried to cash a private party. When denied entry, he ordered his bodyguards to kidnap a security guard so he could beat him up, leaving the man blind in one eye. Yet again, no charges stuck because his father bribed the judges involved. But everything changed in April 2024. A woman went shopping at a mall and accidentally bumped another car while parking, lightly damaging the side mirror. As she got out to resolve the situation, the other driver, Fofo, approached her, dragged her out of her car, and began brutally beating her. He kicked her repeatedly in the head while screaming, "I'm going to kill you." Bystanders rushed to help, but Fofo fled the scene, confident he'd get away like he always had. What he didn't know was that a security camera had recorded the entire assault. That footage led to criminal charges. When arrested, Fofo smiled in the mugshots, assuming he'd once again pay his way out. But this time, things were different. The woman refused all bribes, even multi-million peso offers, to stay silent. She pursued justice to the fullest extent. After a lengthy trial, Fofo was sentenced to 17 years in prison for aggravated assault and for attempted murder, based on his words during the attack, "I'm going to kill you." His family tried to manipulate public opinion with a PR campaign led by Dominguero, even hiring actors to protest outside of the courthouse. It didn't work. The judge upheld the sentence. Fofo's mother later paid for an interview with one of Mexico's top journalists, crying on camera and claiming the victim was exaggerating, that her son was just a boy who made a mistake. The public, however, ridiculed her. celebrating a rare victory for justice in a country where it is often bought. Unfortunately, the victim still lives in fear. Fofo's family has threatened her, vowing revenge. As of now, they continue appealing the sentence, spending a fortune on lawyers in a desperate bid to get him released. But things aren't looking good for them. All signs suggest Fofo will remain behind bars until he's an old man.